What is up? This is my smooth water tutorial. These bright things right here, the light coming from the sun, what this is just a clone of this right here. What you can do if you want to make it more realistic and more metallic is clone those and have them more throughout, or just one, and then you want to put it slightly or subtly underneath the blue just a little bit to where it makes waves. If you're going to make multiple ones like I did, bigger, smaller than that one, this one's smaller than that one, and this one's smaller than that one, and so on. So it gets smaller as it goes down. You might want it more in the middle if you're going to just use one gleam effect. So as you can see, there's an action recorder moving this back and forth. That's just an action recorder gadget doing that. These are the settings for my water right here. Copy these. Pay attention to this being never. That's the brightness, and then I have an action recorder making this go back and forth from around here. Here's my settings right here. See if there's an action recorder doing anything here. Okay. Here's my settings in the effects panel. This is the most important thing. I think this is what's making the waves wobble. This right here is what's making it have a stream effect. And all this correlates with however big this is, or this one. So if these are at 0, then this won't move, I think. There may be an action recorder here too. Doesn't seem like it. You can make it non-collidable. Check out my how to swim tutorial if you want to make this a swimming thing. You'll want to make this not collidable if you do that. And you can change the surface sound right here. And this is the hue. And then what you want to do is clone it, downsize it, and start your gleam effect. Here's the gleam. At least it should be. Here's the gleam. Yep, that's the gleam. Copy the settings right here. This is on. Settings right here. Brightness up. Exact opposite of the blue one. Right here. Right here. Right here. And you can change this to liquid also. Make sure to make that not collidable also if you're going to make this into some sort of swimming thing. Change the collide settings, press L1 and square right here. Change the visibility if you want to. Seems like changing the visibility made it like dope somehow. Oh no, it didn't. Maybe I should just put it more underneath the water. Let's just see what happens if we raise the water up a little. You can mess around with it. Underneath it is a giant light. So you will want to change this to blue. Make sure this is off. Copy the settings you see. See how much I have it in the water. It's over there somewhere. Right here. And there's our light, so we can see it's in the water. That shouldn't be this, but it could be. It should be like more something else. But you can mess around with that if you want to. Also, you can mess around with fog settings. I recommend messing around with the noise speed. We can see what that would do real quick. And you can also find some mist from the Dreamverse and seeing if you can make the glow effect from mist kind of do this, but add a different type of noise, if that makes sense. So we're going to try to make this white, raise the noise, the hue. Don't want to have the density up too high. Noise strength, brightness, move the dot. Just gonna see what this does. Make it a little bit bigger. See what kind of effect we can pull off. Maybe around the edges you'll want to have some steam. You might be able to do something like this. And I also have the comb tool moving the stroke. So you'll press L1 and square, or not that. You'll go here, here, style mode, and you can change the flicks. The flicks are the squares that you see. Press L2 after choosing a new flick, and then the comb, you can change the direction of the stream. So maybe you want to go in that way instead. Maybe you liked it going that way. Then you can mess around with all this other stuff. Not sure if I said this, but however big this is, if this stuff isn't big enough, then, well, if one of these isn't big enough, then this stuff won't work. We can check. Can also do something like that. You might want something like that. Here you can also go to, if you're trying to make something super duper realistic, you can go to sculpture detail, raise it. Right now we're decreasing it. This will make the resolution better. It'll also be amazing, I don't know. Good enough for me. You might want that. You might want that. You might like that. What you can do is, if you don't want this stuff, you might be able to turn it off completely. And one more thing, you can also cut a different color off of the top. I think that's what I did. So whatever color this is, press the touchpad to choose the color. Go into this mode. What you can do is Try something like this just to test it. And you want to do this. You can do stuff like that also. Or you can make a flat cut. So if you wanted to make a flat cut, and then see what would happen. You can. It's all up to you. All up to you. You can make the cut around the same hue as the blue, like a darker blue, then make a perfect square cut up at the top and see what happens. You could do stuff like that. Or you can just change the color. With coat mode, you can see some stuff you can do with the water shininess. Recommend turning this down while you do it so you can see what it's doing. We're gonna go in, get rid of this square, go back into coat mode. This. You might have to press this first. You might want to raise it out of the water, see what it's doing also. That's pretty cool. So as you can see, you had to press the square. You can see the indication of it working by this going up. But I think this will make it to where it's like individual spots. You can also do the other settings you see in here. Tint mode, apply finish. I'm really trying to apply this finish. Stuff like that. Glow. Stuff like that you can do. And what you want to do, go back here, raise this up, and then just keep on testing. But this is how you do water in dreams. This is how I do it. I really like this one. and have fun with it. Let's go ahead and change this to green, and then we'll call it a day. Stamp tool. And then what we'll do, something like this. And you can mess around with it, get it where you like it. Create some cool stuff. Let's go ahead and put the tree back, and we'll call it a day. You can also cut blend with colors. I think I explained that, but once I get going, I just can't stop, I guess. There you have it.